Everybody talks about their wins. Nobody talks about their losses in crypto. So let me try to buck that trend a little bit. One of my biggest fails was probably about 6 years ago or so, when I had invested in something that had, great fundamentals, good team, everything was solid. They were building, this really exciting platform, really high TPS, transactions per second, and we were just thrilled about it. And then through the week like that I had invested, it just kept going, 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 going. And I had and I always try to do this, set a take profit on the thing I'm investing in. Anyway, so I set that, and then I was at a party at a friend's house, and a bunch of us were together. And I remember looking at my phone and seeing like, oh, it was at the level, it was at my price for my take profit. And I thought, man, this is great. This is going to be a fantastic night. I was just so happy. Went home, of course, it's kind of late. Went home and didn't really think much about it. Checked it the next morning. I had assumed it had just hit my price. So I was going to step away for a week or two, which is what I try to do in crypto. And I checked it, and it had hit the price, but it had filled the order. So let's say I had it set to sell at $50. It hit 50, but I might have been the 500th order in that order flow. And so mine didn't get filled. And what happened, it hit that number, catapulted like straight down. I waited, gosh, it was like 18 months or so. I waited for all of that to change. And before it finally started coming back a little bit, where I took the loss, everything else had been popping off in the market. So, I had some things that I had deferred investing in because I was waiting for this thing to come back. And it was just like this comedy of errors. I don't know if you've ever had this experience in crypto, but man alive, it taught me to set a stop loss more than anything else, because that was a brutal 18 months that I had to wait. And to make matters worse, let me add insult to injury. After I sold, let's say I sold at like 40, right? Within the next 5 or 6 months, it went to like 300. It did like a 6x. And if I had just held for, another 6 months or so, I would have been up massively. And that's just the reality of the markets. And sometimes the markets have to teach you a lesson, and you get a really expensive education, and hopefully you learn from it. But that's my worst story. Would love to hear some of your other stories down below. Just share, get it out. This is a safe space. There's no judgment.